Welcome to the No Filter podcast, where we discuss the daily grinds of entrepreneurial life in the business world. I'm your host, Alisha Gregg, owner of BFD Interiors and Bolt Furniture Delivery and Installation. Hi, I'm Alisha Gregg, owner of BFD Interiors, and today I'm here with Amy Wood of Flint Avenue. We're going to be talking about where are all the workers, the Great Resignation, and hiring in 2022. So remember that scene from What About Bob? Bob was actually ahead of his time in 1991. He would say good morning to his fish gill and then go to work right at his desk at home. Watch this video clip as a reminder.
Good morning, Gil. I said good morning, Gil. I gotta go to work. See ya.
Because of the pandemic, today we're seeing a phenomenal event occur in the workforce, a mass exit of people, not only from corporate life, but from all industries. It's very commonplace for us to go and see signs on doors that are, we're short-staffed, please be kind to the people who showed up. And it's in all industries. It's not just office, it's service, it's healthcare, just everything in every place. So today we're going to be looking at, where have all these people gone? And working from home with the pandemic has become a mainstream thing. People have learned to adapt. Even banking. Who would have thought that banking, when you called your bank, that it'd be somebody working from home? So it's super interesting to watch what is developing and the mass exodus of people turning to entrepreneurship. Amy has been also ahead of her time, just like Bob, and she's hired 1099 employees for a number of years. This has actually turned out to be pleasantly effective, especially post-pandemic. So, Amy, I'd like to introduce you and give you a chance to talk about Flint Avenue and how this 1099 hiring process has really blessed you.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thanks for having me here. And I totally forgotten about that scene and What About Bob, but it is the greatest. It's so good.
Pretty spot on.
That's literally my life and every person in my team's life. So, yeah, we have worked with 1099 and freelance contractors for almost 7 years now. And in my previous life at the company I worked at in Houston for another 10 on top of that. So we've been doing this for a really long time. And it's... I don't know if we have a secret sauce for remote workforce, but one thing that it has really benefited our company is that we're allowed or afforded the ability to really scale and shrink as the economy scales and shrinks, and to support our client base too. If a client needs something that requires a lot more lifting, we have more hands we can pull in.
Sure.
And then, of course, the people, they love the freedom. They set their schedules. They have unlimited vacations. They choose everything, the projects they want to work on and the whole bit.
I think that's really interesting how people, before corporate America was all about it's the 401k and we offer this and we offer that. And come to find out people really don't care, honestly. I don't think they do.
I think people have really figured out that they can set up their own savings account. They can save their own money. They can set their own goals, and they can take charge of their lives and really create a life that they're happy to be in rather than just a grind.
Well, I'm going to say that Amy's my accountability partner in BFD Interior. So every second Monday we meet and we keep each other on track for the things that we do. And this is the first year I've actually done that, so it's been awesome. But I have just hired my first 2 remote designers. I have one in Minnesota and I have one in Florida.
Nice.
And you're the person who put that in my mind, because before that I just kept thinking, okay, we've got this local talent pool and everybody's either very committed to the companies that they are or they're not the talent that I'm looking for. And so that really opened my eyes, and it's been a great experience so far, and I'm super thankful to you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So let's talk about pros and cons. What about benefits? What kind of things do people come to you and they say, well, I want to be 1099, but I'm really looking for what?
Yeah, so some of our first-year freelancers are a little nervous. And so what I try to do is just provide them with as much education and resource connection as I can. There's a local company here, Assure City, and I had them come in and really explain what kind of benefits are available in the marketplace for a freelancer or 1099. Some of them qualified for free health care. Some of them qualified for all kinds of different things. And so that was pretty neat. And then we also offer them, like connections with Legal Shield. This is how you do this. I brought in our CFO to talk about how to file your taxes as a 1099. And I just try to really ask them, like, what kind of fears do you have? What kind of questions do you have? And then helping them, set up their first invoice and how to run QuickBooks Personal and things like that.
Okay. Well, great. So the big focus for several years has been culture, creating the culture of your company, making sure that you're attractive to people that would want to seek you out to work for you. And so I've just head dived into creating culture and have taken thousands and thousands of dollars worth of training and sought out resources to make things as attractive as I can and really let people know that we care about everything about them, want them professionally developed, want to help them personally, want to build that culture. And so now we've got all these people working from home. So talk to me about your struggles with keeping that culture alive in the remote work field.
Yeah, that is definitely the hardest part because they are and can be siloed, and they can, you don't always see when somebody's suffering from depression when you don't. Like when they come in the office and you're like, something's off with Sarah. Right. You don't see that when they're working from home office all the time. And so we are very purposeful about having team meetings, about getting together every quarter with everybody in the company. And then just talking about our culture and rewarding for interaction. We use Microsoft Teams also, which helps with communication and kind of, we've been Zoom calling for forever, so we do that. But then recently we started using a software platform called Bonusly, and it's peer-to-peer recognition, which is super cool because now whenever a graphic designer wants to say thanks to a writer, and I didn't see that interaction, it's not on me to see that went down. Instead, they can just recognize each other and they get spark points. They can give each other, and then they can cash those in for gift cards and cash. And there's a free commercial for Bonusly.
Oh, nice. There you go.
But it's working well for us with our culture of we call them the Beatitudes. That's our core values, and those attitudes are all tied to the different types of spark points you can give. So
that's pretty great. That. Yeah. Peer-to-peer recognition is super important, very important. So let's talk about balancing communication systems and efforts within your company. How do you make sure that you're communicating enough and effectively? Are people seeking you out? Do you set aside time to have those one-on-ones every week, or what do you do? Yeah,
that's that's one thing we get really good at, and then things kind of fall apart, and then you pull back together. And I think that's the roller coaster you ride on this with this business model. But I meet with my directors every single week, and then our the different project teams meet with each other weekly for status updates and things like that. And then we have bigger meetings, recurring, quarterly or monthly, just depending on what the need is at the time. But yeah, we talk a lot on Teams. And I think more it's funny, the remote workforce, they want to meet all the time. And I'm like, could that one have been an email maybe?
Or a phone call.
Did that one really need to be a full hour blocked meeting with everybody there? But okay, if we needed to discuss signature lines for an hour, I guess I get it.
Yeah, it's funny because I have an employee that I love. She's just precious. But she literally wants to video call me about everything instead of just send me a little text. And so I just laugh every time I see her little face pop up on my phone. It's fun. So you have a big announcement that I want to acknowledge. You were accepted into this program that I want you to announce because it's just your big accomplishment.
Yeah, it is a big deal. So this year we got accepted into the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program. And so it's hosted through Babson College, and it's been a really wonderful experience. I'm in week 2 of it right now, so it's still early, but our cohort is already bonding, and we're really excited. We're in a remote cohort. There's others that are happening at university campuses, but ours, because we're remote, we get to graduate in New York City at the end of May. So I'll get to go to the Goldman Sachs headquarters, and they will apparently wine and dine us and treat us pretty nice.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be neat.
And you are the only marketing company in the country or in the state that they accept it?
In ours, we have actually one other digital marketing company.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another one, and he and I actually hit it off really well. He's doing a lot of the things we were doing about 3 years ago, and so today I was messaging him. I'm like, listen,
you got to step it up.
We need to have a one-on-one because I want to tell you, I'm going to save you some trouble right now and get you set up a little bit better for where he's headed, because he's doing the same thing, but there's so much work.
Yeah.
We should always be helping each other out.
Of course, absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you can tell us that you enjoy about this 1099, and are you looking to hire people on staff, and what is your goal? What's your plan?
Yeah, definitely. I've offered that to move to W-2 to a few people, and 2 people are now, fully on board, including myself. I was 1099 forever.
Wow.
But that was actually one of the qualifications for this program. I had applied a year ago, and they said, we really need you to have 2 W-2 people at least. And so I did that for me, and then for my executive assistant, Ashton. So she's on board, and we definitely have a plan of doing that more and more with our key people. And the more I learn through this program, I'll learn how to structure that properly.
Great.
So,
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's about all time that we have for today. And with every episode, we are recommending a book. And this month, we're recommending Darren Hardy's Entrepreneur Fast Pass, which I believe you already have a copy. And hopefully that's helping you get a little ahead on some of those processes of this 1099 to W-2 transition and things like that. So. Great. Well, thanks for visiting with us today. Next time, we're going to be talking about a little bit of fun stuff, what it looks like when employees leave, and kind of the entitlement issue that some people have. We're going to share some funny stories about things that people may do as they're exiting the business. I always think that's kind of fun, just what our mindset gets like when we're about to quit a job. So we'll have a little fun with that. And we thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.